Now maybe in a couple years I'll be saying this and I'll have like a X4 M40i or something, or an SQ7. It's hard to balance performance when you're higher off the ground, when you have a taller vehicle. So why do you need two SUVs? That's kind of why I still like a sedan versus a coupe, because in an emergency, maybe someone needs to be taken to the doctors, maybe someone needs to be taken to school. Pile into the sedan, guys. Hey guys, it's Dave with Bove Drives. Today we are in a 2021 BMW X4 M40i. And this is BMW's performance luxury compact SUV. And we're going to talk about why I personally don't think I would ever, at this current moment, get a sporty SUV or a performance SUV. So let's dive into it. My number one reason for not getting one of these is manual transmissions. I've talked about this again, and yes, I will hopefully eventually get one. I really am into manual transmissions, and you're just not seeing manual transmissions in performance SUVs like this. So just for me, that kind of automatically excludes a lot of SUVs. Now, I could get something like a Ford Bronco, a Jeep Wrangler, a Tacoma, or something older, like a truck or an SUV with a manual, but I don't want to go too old because I still want something with a warranty, something that's relatively newer and modern. And I also don't want to get like a Jeep or a Bronco because, one, I think they're just overpriced, and also they're not really performance-y. So we'll leave it at that. Number two, it's hard to balance performance when you're higher off the ground, when you have a taller vehicle, because you have to fight gravity, you have to fight body roll. BMW does one of the best jobs at shrinking the size of their performance SUVs. I don't think the X4 and the X3 are the best example of this. Maybe the M is, but you could also just get, you know, an M3 over an X3M and still be monstrously fast, monster levels of grip, same engine and stuff. I think it's just a little too hardcore for people maybe looking for an SUV to get something like this. You're sacrificing on ride quality, you're sacrificing on MPG, you're sacrificing on daily livability. This X3 and X4, this X4 and the X3 in M40i guys and M guys are very stiff. And I thought maybe I'd give it the benefit of the doubt as somebody who drives a performance sporty car. But I think it's too much. It's too bouncy. I like a stiffer ride, but it's just too bouncy. I think you're just fighting gravity too much. Number three is price, and you might think, well, I'm sure an M3 is pricey. I'm sure a CT4V Blackwing is pricey. Yes, there are. Anything with a manual transmission, if you want to go down that route, is pricey, yes, especially if they're on the performance side. But you still have running costs, insurance, gas, tires, brakes. Everything's just going to be a little bit pricier, I think. And maybe it's like, you know, 10-20 cents more per service. I don't know, not per service, but maybe it's just like a 10%, 20% more expensive, not even 5%. But it's just kind of that mindset that like you're buying a bigger vehicle with a little bit more there's the gas tank on the right side, a little bit more practicality, but you're just spending a lot more to take care of it because it's just going to require more. It's bigger, it's heavier, entropy will exist. And now we're going to fill this thing up because it does still get about 21 mpg in the city, 27 on the highway. Still sounds very nice, no doubt there. And just to take a little pause, I'm not discriminating or crapping on these manufacturers for not achieving a very difficult task of taking a spawn hauler, lift it off the ground, and making it sporty. I think they do an excellent job. I think kind of prefacing all this with that, I do want a manual transmission in my next car, and for as long as I can, maybe. But I do want a manual transmission in my next car. That kind of disqualifies a vehicle like this. But that also kind of brings me to my next point, is that we have an SUV. We have Nicole's car. Nicole likes big cars. She's going to have the vehicle that will handle the long road trips with all the stuff and the dog and the, you know, taking the kids to school when there's multiple kids and stuff, you know. So why do you need two SUVs? Yeah, I guess maybe if one's broken down and stuff, but that's kind of why I still like a sedan versus a coupe, because in an emergency, maybe someone needs to be taken to the doctors, maybe someone needs to be taken to school. Pile into the sedan, guys. I don't think my kids will be that much taller than me. So, and you kind of can't predict all those things in life. And, you know, maybe in a couple of years I'll be saying this and I'll have like a X7 M40i or something. Or an SQ7. I would really like an SQ7. So that's just kind of, there's really no point for me to get an SUV when it's not worth it to me. I think it just doesn't really add much more other than, you know, I look at it like, if I was getting an SQ7, I barely use my back seats. I barely use my trunk. And when I do, everyone's like, wow, you really do fill that thing up very nicely. That's what she said. Now I'm just kind of rambling on. So we talked about kind of, you know, my reasons why I wouldn't get one of these. Manual transmissions are not really prevalent in sporty SUVs at all. The kind of compromised nature of a sporty SUV as an enthusiast, I think if I was just, you know, kind of commuting to work and just wanted something the compromised nature of trying to take something large and tall and make it sporty and handle well, just too many compromises, too stiff a suspension, and then kind of goes into the next thing. Running costs are higher, gas, brakes, tires over the long haul and stuff. M340i probably get closer to 40 mpg on the highway. This will probably get maybe 32, 33. Its EPA is 27, so I'm being a little bit generous there, and that's still, that will add up over time. And if you're gonna be the only person sitting in the SUV. And I think just kind of, you know, how society has pushed people into being the only person in the Suburbans or their three-row SUVs because they think 1 or 2 times a year they're gonna need to haul everyone. We personally use our three-row SUV a ton. We keep the seats folded, but that thing is always fully loaded because we're just always filling it up, whether it's with our stuff or stuff we're taking home or, you know, just the cage for the dog. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So,
winter storm warning affected area.
Oh boy.
Please proceed with caution.
Oh boy. I think we'll be fine. I don't think I see a cloud in the sky. But other than that, you know, the cost of these and just the fact that I don't need another SUV kind of just is why I don't need one. So sorry, that was kind of an all over place. I'm just kind of talking and rambling, no real sense of a script in my discussion, but let me know your thoughts on sporting SUVs. I still do love something like this. I like a lot of cars. If a car makes me happy, makes me smile, I'm gonna like it. But for me, and what makes me happy enough to buy something doesn't always equate to something like this. Now that I've officially blown your minds, it's been Dave with Bove Drives, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.